contortionists? Are they really circus freaks who endure irreversible bodily harm for the mere sake of entertaining the disturbingly curious? I'm Anthony Padilla, and I'm gonna find out the truth from contortionists themselves. Hello, Anna.
Hi.
Hi.
Nice to meet you.
Troy.
Hello, Anthony.
This episode is sponsored by BetterHelp Online Therapy. Visit betterhelp.com/Padilla because sometimes existing is exhausting. You are a contortionist. What does that mean?
It means I can bend in ways most people can't bend.
You can contort your body
Yes.
to a degree that looks painful and may even be something that people would assume would kill you.
I wouldn't say kill you, and it's not painful for me, but it would be painful for the average person, yes.
Who gives you that title?
Other people do.
Other people called you a contortionist.
They knew I was contortionist before I thought I was contortionist.
But how did they know before you knew?
Well, when I think of contortionist, I think of people who have trained for years and years, circus artists. Contortion's a discipline.
Yeah.
And I was just born and could do crazy, flexible things.
Show me an example.
An example?
Yeah. Yeah, see that? Oh my good God, that would kill me. Yeah, that would definitely kill me.
Big one. I'll get you to try this later on.
Oh shit! Oh dude!
Bendy shoulders.
Oh!
Twisty back.
Oh shoot! Oh dude! Whoa!
Yes, this is like a harder one.
Oh yeah, that's a little bit harder. And you make it look easy. And you're still breathing?
Yes, it's very easy. Here's a back bend one.
Oh shoot!
Oh, my mic fell.
Oh my God, you're literally sitting on your head. Oh! Whoa. So that was like some horror movement.
Kind of, yeah. I found a little niche in horror.
So you play a lot of horror characters and creatures.
Mm-hmm. Creatures, monsters, aliens, demons, things that don't move like you and I do. I can go up and down stairs, open and close doors, jump on couches.
I mean, I think this could hold your weight if you wanted to jump on here.
I could try it.
Here, let's move. Should I move anything for you?
That's more than enough.
Okay.
All right.
Okay, don't hurt yourself here.
I won't.
Okay. Oh! Oh shit, don't hurt yourself.
I'm good.
Oh my God. Yes! Oh, yes! What do you think the biggest misconception is about what you do? That it hurts?
Yes, a lot of people think that like it's extremely painful.
Yeah.
But if you've worked your way up to it, then it's not.
Have you always been bendy your whole life?
No, so when I first started, I couldn't even do the splits. I got into it from doing cheerleading.
Yeah.
So that kind of got me started with stretching. And then once I started, it did come a bit easier to me than like most people, but I did have to work my way up to where I am now.
So people pointed out to you that you're bendy, that you're overly flexible?
So things that I thought everybody could do when you go to, elementary school, that's when the other kids are very quick to pick up on things that are different, but they're not always so nice.
What kind of things were people saying? What were they picking up on?
In general, like in university, it was, you hear the whispers, but back then as a kid, it was, ew, which now I laugh. But again, when you're young, you don't want to be the one that people are pointing at and saying, ew. I learned to hide it, actually. I just downplayed it, I didn't think of it as a talent. So it was kind of an ability I had, but not cool, I guess to say. So you just kind of hide that kind of part of you until high school, when it became pretty neat and interesting and different.
When you were shy as a kid, did you ever think that you would be a performer like you are?
No, it's funny. I actually used to be like the worst at this kind of stuff.
What, at contortion or stretching or just performing?
Yeah, contortion kind of stuff. Like when I was like super young and we'd do like cartwheels and like the splits and stuff in like the backyard with my friends, like I was not good at it at all. I don't know how I kind of just learned it.
You were like the worst out of the group of friends?
Yeah.
What do you think it was that pushed you to keep going further, even though you were the worst out of the bunch?
Being the worst is what motivates me. Like if someone's doing something better than me, it always pushes me to try to do it the best.
I think what's really interesting, you mentioned that they would think it was weird. Yeah. And eventually, now, people see it as a cool thing. So what is the difference between weird and cool, right? Is weird something that from the outside they don't understand, or is it something that you are not embracing yourself? Like, does something become cool once you decide it's cool?
I think it's a bit of both, actually.
Yeah.
If you have that strength of character to say, this is me, this is who I am, I'm going to do it regardless of what you say.
Yeah.
Then it could be cool. But for me, I kind of required a bit of that external validation from others to say, okay. And then I worked with it and then built it into what I do now. How
did that change for you when you were able to show off that side of you, something that you had been hiding for so long?
Fun, but different, because there was no, we still have that internalized, I guess you could say, narrator of what it is like to be a regular person, what milestones we have to hit. You go to school, you graduate, you go to college, you get a respectable job, and then all of a sudden another path opens up where it's like, hey, maybe I can explore my passion.
Do you know how long it took you to get to the point where you were like, I am a contortionist? Like, that's how flexible I am, contortionist level flexible.
Probably like 3 years. It took it wasn't an overnight thing.
Going from working in corporate to doing this, all these cool tricks were just kind of cool things to show at the office function after you drink one too many glasses of wine. Show everyone you can do the splits, rip my pants.
Were you doing that a lot?
It happened. And then I discovered spandex, which is God's gift to man. But that's how the first viral video happened. It was just me in the office, and someone was like, hey, Troy, show me something cool. And he took a 30-second video that blew up.
Is that when you realized that you could be doing that instead?
It was when people started calling me and asking me to fly out to places and do that. Like the next day I got a circus offer from Dubai.
Whoa.
They said, we will pay you this much money.
How many zeros were there?
Right, after I converted, it was more than I was making at my corporate job. It was Friday and they wanted me to be on the plane by Monday. And I thought, oh yay. Whoa, first of all, but two, this is just 15 seconds of fame. This is gonna fizzle out, die down. I'm not leaving my job. I went to university for this, right? But then people kept calling. And I started using my vacation days to try and do a bunch of cool things. I got to go to New York for the first time. I got to meet Steve Harvey. I was on Showtime at the Apollo. Then I used up all my vacation days and Japan called. And you can't just go to Japan and come back the next day. And that's when I kind of started thinking, maybe. My worst fear was that I would leave my job, try to act. And again, I had not gone to acting school. I wasn't a professional contortionist. So I thought, I'm not qualified to do this. I have no business leaving my job to do this. What if I did leave and in 2 months I was penniless and jobless and everyone was tired of it? So, you think you weigh the risks, the dangers, and I said, no, I'm going to stay at my job. Things are good. And then all my coworkers are like, why are you still here? Go do cool movies, go do circus. Kind of funny how much we realize that there is no linearity to that. Everyone has their own life, their own path. And we're so much happier now. It's weird though. I wasn't a drama kid and I wasn't the type of person who liked to be the center of attention. So now that's my entire life.
What made you okay with being the center of attention? I don't know if you grew up shy, but for me it was like, do not even look in my direction. I would be perfectly happy if I was invisible and no one knew I existed.
That was the case for me. I think actually it all kind of happened at once, as I guess internet virality does. You all of a sudden you have hundreds of thousands of people pointing at you and saying, look at that. And my friends, as helpful as they were, I had no social media really at the time. And they were like, that's my friend. His name is Troy James. He does this. And then all the eyes are on me. And you have to learn how to be in the spotlight pretty much instantly.
How did you decide to make your YouTube channel solely focused on your contortion?
Well, I started my YouTube channel actually after starting my Instagram page, and it just kind of happened, but I'd get a lot of comments about how did you do this? So that's what brought me to YouTube, so I could post tutorial videos on these tricks, and then over time it gradually turned into more like entertaining videos with contortion and just like fun challenges and stuff. But since I started off making contortion-based videos, it kind of just grew that way.
You did a video where you did the splits for 24 hours.
Yes.
Did you actually do it for 24 hours?
Yes, it was very hard.
Did you cut some stuff out where you were like, I got time to go potty, I'm not going to do the splits
Okay,
right now.
well, yeah, like you can't go to the bathroom in the splits. So like obviously that was like one exception. And a lot of comments were like that. But I did like have to drag myself around in the splits a lot for that video.
I saw that.
So like I was in the splits for a very long time, and I don't think like going to the bathroom for like a couple minutes really like defeats the purpose. It's still pretty close to 24 hours.
Did you try in the splits? And you're like, this is not working out.
No, that's just not humanly possible.
I think we're just one Google search away from finding out if it's possible.
I'm not Googling it. You can Google it.
So you gave yourself the name Twisty Troy.
Yes, I kind of wish I had thought about it for more than 5 seconds when I was making my handle, because someone said you need to establish your social media brand. You need to build this, and I'm like, I don't do social media. Unless you want to see what I had for breakfast, I have nothing exciting to post. And there's like, make something, just make a name. And I was like, okay, I'm Troy, bending, flexible, twisting, twisty Troy. Great, got it. Made it, and then didn't think about it. For a while after America's Got Talent, people would point at me and be like, you're Twisty Troy. I'm like, I am. I am. Look at that.
So when you have these shows and movies come to you and say, you're going to play this horror creature, or do they just show you the concept art and then you start to come up with the movements? Or do they say like, we want you to walk on all fours upside down, 45 miles an hour, chasing a buck?
After I did America's Got Talent, that audition video really stuck out in people's heads.
Yes, it stuck out in mine. I will never forget it. Even if I wanted to, I could not.
So people say like, well, already that like you're not even wearing makeup, you don't even look like a monster, and you've already kind of got that reaction. Imagine what it would look like if you were dressed up and, I don't know, had fangs and wings and blood.
Yeah.
And then you were doing that. It'd be terrifying.
Or if they did the makeup on your face to make it look like your head was right side up when you were upside down.
I had a project like that, actually.
Did you do that?
Yeah. Jangly Man from Scary Stories to Tell in the Dark. He had 2 different heads. So once when I was upside up, and once when I was upside down. And his whole body could dislocate and reassemble itself. It was fun.
What is your daily life like as a contortionist?
The thing is, like, since I've kind of already gained my flexibility, I don't really spend that much time doing contortion, but I do still like stretch on a daily basis.
I would assume that you take like 2 hours every day to stretch.
I would be lying to say I spend like 2 hours a day training for like flexibility.
Just 10 minutes?
10 minutes, like, at least. A lot of the videos I make are about contortion. So say I'm filming a video for like 3 hours, then I'm doing bendy stuff for that 3 hours.
So you're getting your practice in.
Yes, exactly. Do you want to see like some of my daily
What's the basic
stretches?
daily stretches?
So like every day, I always do like oversplits like this. Like this is kind of like my like morning stretch. And then I do like the middle.
So simple.
And then I like switch it over. Do that leg.
Yeah. So just really basic, easy stuff that anyone can do.
So like it wouldn't make sense to be like doing it for hours because it doesn't take that long, you know?
Yeah. Do you think anyone could become as bendy as you?
I think everyone has the potential to become more flexible. And it's just healthy, right?
Yeah.
And getting up and moving is, I would recommend to everyone and anyone.
Oh, human bodies should move?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, like physical activity is something is healthy for us. But no, flexibility can definitely be trained. Hypermobility, maybe not so much, but I'm not a doctor. I do know that a lot of people can't necessarily do what I do, but that's a whole other realm. Like you don't need to be hypermobile to be a contortionist.
It does take a lot of work to become a contortionist, and I also started pretty young, so that makes it a bit easier to get to the point that I'm at. But I think it is possible for like anyone to do the splits if you really work hard at it.
Anyone could.
I think so. If you like set your mind to it and you stretch often,
Even someone like that can only go this far. You think I could get there eventually?
I think eventually, if you stretched like every day, you could.
Really?
Yes.
Oh, my body would beg to differ. You asked me if I could touch my toes.
Yes.
Right?
Can you?
Okay, I'll see. All right.
Or can you put your palms to the floor without bending your knees?
Oh, is that? Oh, it's not just touching them? You're
touching them is the easy challenge.
You decided to push it an extra 5 inches.
I believe in you so much more now.
Okay. All right. I could go there.
Okay.
Me.
Do you feel the burn in your hamstring?
It's right here.
That sounds about right.
Yeah.
If you bend at your hips and put your hands flat on the floor.
Bend at the hips? I am bending at the hips. What do you think I'm doing?
More. That is a lot better than most people.
I mean, I can do this.
There you go. I'll give that to you. I will give that to you.
I did it though.
If you were to do that exercise in 2 weeks, you'd be able to
2 weeks?
2 weeks to be able to put your hands on the ground.
How many minutes a day?
Not even that long. Try for 5 seconds at first, 5 breaths, then upgrade to 10. You just want to chill out. You live here now.
You could do it. In 2 weeks. I could get there.
You good? I want to see you in 2 weeks with your hands to your ground.
Okay, I will report back.
Yes.
And I can't go without thanking Dipsy for sponsoring this episode. Dipsy is an app full of short audio stories designed by women for women. Right, women? Woo! That's right! So what they do is they bring scenarios to life with immersive soundscapes and characters, and new content is released every single week. So in between listening to your favorite stories, you can always find something new to explore. And I should have mentioned this before, but Dipsy also has sleep stories, wellness sessions, and now they also offer written stories, so you're set no matter how you like to consume these delectable little morsels. And for just a limited time, for I spent today with viewers and listeners of the completely uncensored podcast version of the show, Dipsy's offering an extended 30-day free trial when you go to dipsystories.com/Padilla. A little louder for the people in the back. That's 30 days of full access for free when you go to dipseastories.com/PADILLA. Now, back to the world of contortionists. Are there any risks that come with this?
I haven't had anything bad happen to me. Like, I'm never sore. It's not painful. If anything, being flexible helps prevent injuries. Like, say you fall or something.
You just turn into a ball and bounce away.
Exactly. I've had times where I've fallen and I'd land in the middle splits, but I don't get hurt because I can do the middle splits,
If I did that, I would have a torn ligament.
That's what I mean.
Need some duct tape and a stick or something. When you're stretching, do you push yourself to a certain point where you're like, oh, that's uncomfortable. Good, that's where I want it to be. Like that? Like when you do this?
Like I could hang out here.
Yeah,
but
does it feel uncomfortable?
I wouldn't want to hang out in that position for any longer than a minute or so.
Yeah.
But you feel it. People say do you feel it when you're doing those crazy things? And yeah, you do. But it's because you're in a position, you are twisted and bent in half. You do feel it.
Yeah.
If you shouldn't not. It's not supposed to hurt.
Is there a limit to how far you could push yourself? Like that back bend thing, are you like, oh, that's the limit, I could never go further than that? Or is there always more that you can do?
I can go to the point, my limit for that is when I'm my head is to my legs. So my legs are stopping from going further.
So your only limit is that it's physically incapable because your legs are in the way?
Yeah, pretty much for the back bends, yes.
Could you do the splits and have it just keep why stop here? Just go all the way or is that physically impossible?
No, I can, here, do you want to?
Do you need help?
If you lift up my leg, I can put it all the way up there.
This one?
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Yeah, you just
keep going?
Yeah, I can put it all the way up to my head.
Oh my good God.
Yeah.
Oh my good God.
Like that.
But what about your other leg?
This leg is more flexible.
Oh my God. Is there a limit though? Or could you keep going further and further?
I can go to my head and that's my limit.
And then, so is that your limit or is that the human body's limit?
I don't know. I've never seen anyone go all the way to their other leg, but.
Yeah, will your hips have to break in order for that to happen?
I haven't personally seen it done, but it might be possible. I don't know.
You mentioned that a lot of what you do is mental. What do you mean by that?
It goes back to being uncomfortable, not being able to. It sounds scary, but when you're in a deep back bend, you can't breathe as easily as you normally do when you're just fully upright. And so it takes time and practice when you're in a full chest stand to take shallow sips of air instead of breathing normally. Otherwise, you fall out of certain stances.
Does it feel like someone's sitting on your chest?
It just feels like you can't take a full breath.
Oh, that sounds enjoyable.
You want to take a full breath, but you you're on your neck.
Oh, some people have kinks
you're on
for
your
that.
chin, or you're just you're bad. No, it's a position of discomfort where you just have to push yourself through it and say, like, my body is saying what's happening, but I'm not actually in any danger. I've practiced this. I know the proper technique. I know what I'm doing. I'm supporting myself.
Yeah.
Because it's not just throwing your legs over and kicking back and relaxing. It's a lot of active holding, muscle tension, muscle activation. So a lot of it is just you having to tell your body, we're okay.
Yeah.
Like, it's not comfortable, but you're not in pain, you're not in danger.
And I think that's...
Oh,
I think that
I see what you're doing here.
That can apply to so many different things in our lives, right? And you've already nailed that with the physical side. But what's interesting is that physical, getting yourself there physically is almost easier than getting yourself there mentally, right?
I don't know. My brain says those 13-year-old TikTokers are definitely a physical danger. I'm in danger. They're going to get me.
Hey, 13-year-old commenters out there, you gonna get Troy? No, we're good. If there's anyone watching who is maybe afraid of following their passions, maybe even they want to be a contortionist, is there anything you want to say to them? There's
no harm. Even though it's super scary, and I am still scared every day, give it a shot. You never know who's watching. Like, I did something and it wasn't meant for anyone to see, and then people saw it. And it was pure. It was just something that I really enjoyed doing, and wasn't performing for anyone. You can do it too, whether it's singing in your bathroom or playing sports or just doing something that brings you joy. You don't have to push yourself to make a living off of it, but there's no harm in putting yourself out there and seeing where it can take you.
Do you think people in their 30s, 40s, 50s could eventually start now and eventually not necessarily reach your level, but be able to do the splits and everything? Here's something I bet you didn't know. Listen up. Rocket Money is sponsoring this episode. It's an app that helps you track your expenses so you won't waste your money on subscriptions that you don't even use. Like, I just found out I've been subscribed to Fabletics for the past 8 years, which put me out, just around $5,000. Not that bad though, I'm not alone. Most Americans are just as stupid as me, and they think they spend around $80 a month in subscriptions, when it's actually closer to $200. Rocket Money shows you all your subscriptions in just one place and then cancels anything you don't want for you. It could even find subscriptions that you didn't even know you were paying for. Like, yes, I did just find out I was double charged for Spotify every single month, but it's fine. Okay, I've moved on. So I'm gonna say to you what I wish I could have said to me if I could go back anywhere between 1 to 8 years in the past. Anthony, get rid of useless subscriptions with Rocket Money now. Go to rocketmoney.com/Padilla. Seriously, it could save you, yes, you, hundreds of dollars per year. That's rocketmoney.com/Padilla. I'm only gonna say this one more time, so listen up closely. Cancel your unnecessary subscriptions right now at rocketmoney.com/Padilla. Now that I got that off my chest, back to the world of contortionists. Do you think people in their 30s, 40s, 50s could start now and eventually not necessarily reach your level, but be able to do the splits and everything?
I honestly think anyone that has enough determination to stick with it can do the splits.
I don't know. What do you think so? Okay. Everyone here is gonna be doing the splits in a couple months.
But you need to put the work in. It's impossible to do in one day.
More people cannot do the splits than can do the splits. But I think a lot of people do want to be able to do the splits. Do you think that's just a matter of them not putting enough focus on it, not being determined enough?
People think that it's not possible for them, so they stop before they get it. That's what I think.
Do you think that's the same with most things in life?
I think so. I feel like that happens a lot. I know that's happened to me before. If something doesn't happen quickly, sometimes you lose motivation. Has that ever happened to you?
Yes. Yeah. It's I already tried this for 3 whole days. Thought I was gonna have ripping and roaring abs, washboard abs, an 8-pack with a V by day 7, and it didn't happen.
Exactly.
But everything, it's not just physical things. There are things that I think most of us are capable of that, when we don't see the results in a short enough time, we just assume that it's not for us, that we're not capable, we should have learned when we were younger, it would have been a lot easier when we were younger, that kind of thing.
Even myself, anything that anytime that I try something new, I always want quick results.
Yeah.
I feel like a lot of people are like that, but most things that are brand new to you are going to take a long time to learn.
Right. What is it about doing what you do that brings you the most joy?
I think what brings me the most joy with it is when I like set a goal for myself and when you reach that goal. Especially when I first started doing contortion, like say I was trying to learn a particular trick and I couldn't do it right away, but then once you learn the trick, it's like so, I don't know, it just makes you feel good when you know you've put the work in to learn something new and you finally do it.
I think it's the reactions. I think it's seeing other people enjoying themselves. Sometimes people come up and say, you made my day. I saw this show that you were in or this movie you were in and I really liked it. I think you're a really cool character, or you scared me so much. I enjoyed it so much. That makes me happy. That makes me smile.
Can I say one thought about that?
What?
The thing that brings you the most joy is a thing that you are fully capable of doing more of, but yet there's a level of fear that's preventing you from experiencing more joy.
What if there's too much of a good thing?
Okay.
What if you want to like fly under the radar and then pop up and be like, "Hey, I'm still cool. Okay, I'm leaving for like."
That's true.
That's how I'm on Instagram. I pop up, I show a cool thing I did, and then I hide for a month. Like that was my monthly Instagram post.
Right. Okay. Okay.
I will try. You've inspired me to try to put myself out there more frequently, if anything.
Okay.
I'm still going to give the TikTokers a wide berth. Maybe I'll have to hide behind someone else and like make a guest appearance on their TikTok.
Yeah. Okay.
But I will try to do a little more in terms of putting myself out there and kind of showing my more original ideas.
I came in with the assumption that in order to do what you do, you had to be born with some kind of innate ability to be able to do this. I feel like a lot of people think that same thing. I post on the community tab, hey, I'm gonna be spending a day with contortionists. What kind of things should we talk about? And a lot of people are like talking about being bendy or having some kind of medical condition where your ligaments are more stretchy. And I think it's kind of an assumption that you're just born this way and that you're predisposed to be able to do it better than anyone else. But from what I'm hearing, you've just practiced and practiced. And it's just been a lot of determination. And it's really inspiring for me to realize anyone can do this kind of thing with enough determination, enough practice. It's not just something that, oh, you had to get into it when you were a child, or oh, you had to be born this way.
Yeah, you definitely don't have to be born with it. Like I said, I couldn't do the splits at the beginning. I think a lot of people do think that, but it does take a lot of practice.
Yeah. I just think it's really interesting what you say about embracing your truest identity, your truest self. Like you're saying that you feel so much more confident and so much more you now that you're not fitting into the box of what other people, your parents, society, everyone has told you that you need to fit into. And you tried multiple times to fit into that box and it was just never working for you. And now that you've embraced who you really are, now it feels like you're finally, like you're finding this path that's kind of just like presenting itself to you in many ways.
It's very strange because I really try to think back on even just like 5 years ago and telling myself, you know, you're going to be traveling, you're going to be performing in front of many, many people, you're going to be on TV. Isn't that great? And the me of 5 years ago would say, absolutely not. What are you talking about? Please no. Don't put the spotlight on me. So it's kind of interesting that through all of that, I do enjoy it, actually. Even though I didn't think I did, that I'm grateful that I pursued my talent, pursued my passions, and get to entertain and make people happy, which then makes me happy. I believe in you.
Should I do it the same way?
I
don't know if
maybe not.
I don't know if I can get there like that.
I will spot you. So you can.
Should I touch one arm to the ground first?
Yep.
Okay. Wait.
Oh, you did it. All right, now we're gonna get.
Oh, my back.
We're gonna get you to walk.
Oh my God. Are you sure I can't even fit my hands down?
Left hand forward. Right foot forward.
Oh wait, right foot.
It's like twist there. Look, he's doing it. Yay! Okay, we're going up.
Okay. Oh, thank you. Oh, I was nowhere near being able to actually do that on my own. My back was crying that whole time.
Oh no, I feel bad now.
Back was howling.
Oh, I didn't even get you to warm up. I'm such a bad role model.
No. I'm fine. I'm good.